Hi, my name is Treg Charlton. On this last day of ALS Awareness Month, I thought I'd take a moment to show off my exciting new toy. It's not really a toy, of course. It's more of a fancy, overpriced lifeline that is difficult for many in my situation to afford. Many people I know haven't seen me in a long time. This is partly due to my terrible addiction to Netflix, but mostly because of my aversion to humans. Even though I am hermit by nature, curious acquaintances will kindly ask, "Treg, how are you doing?" I will usually respond, "Fine," mostly because it's one of the few words I can still pronounce. But it's not a lie. Mentally, I think I am fine, or at least my thought patterns haven't changed much. I'm just glad people rarely ask, "Treg, how are you doing physically?" Because then I would have to say, well, the short of it is, every morning I wake up and think to myself, holy cow, what a horrible dream. I dreamt I was trapped inside an invisible full body cast, unable to move a muscle. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's like someone shoved a stinky old sock in my mouth and I'm unable to call out for help. And every morning, my wife, Diane, wakes up from a similar dream. Only it's worse. I know it's worse, cause there's a lot of foul language involved. Her back hurts real bad. Yours would too if you had to drag a 232-pound bag of bananas out of bed every morning and had to try to balance the bag of bananas on the commode. And then you have to try to bathe, shave, clothe, and feed the bananas. It's not much fun for her most days, but I like to think it's tolerable. Not because she's mentally tough, but because I'm super handsome. And because I'm hilarious 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Take, for instance, this new joke that came to me last night. Here goes. I was at the doctor the other day. He checked me over and then stepped out for a moment. When he returned, he looked at me and said, "Well, Treg, I have some good news and I have some bad news." "What's the good news, Doc?" I asked. He said, "Well, you've had ALS for 6 years and you were still alive." "Yeah," I said, "and what's the bad news?" He looked at me again and said, "You've had ALS for 6 years and you were still alive." Ha ha ha. That's not a very good one. Sorry about that. ALS isn't the easiest material to work with. That's why I mainly stick to making fun of my dear friends, Angry Jackson Oboe and the hapless Barry Winovich. But that's all beside the point. A cure for this ridiculous disease is long overdue and would be greatly appreciated by me and those forced to deal with me on a regular basis. I don't waste a lot of time complaining, mainly because I know I'm still a lot better off than a lot of people out there. Instead, I try to focus on my many blessings. Some find it difficult to identify their blessings. Not me. If, by God's grace, I wake up in the morning, that's usually blessing enough for me. So many of my Facebook friends have been called home early with this damn disease, I can no longer count them on my fingers and toes. It would be a sin, I think, to start the day off griping about something no one wished on me. It certainly wasn't what my wife and daughters wished our lives to be, so I remain strong for them. Now, I won't sit here and try to fool you into believing I don't have my moments. I definitely have my share, as Diane will attest. Still, I usually feel a little silly after throwing my many tantrums. And I soon recognize that's probably just God's way of telling me in a nice way to stop being such a horse's ass, and to be grateful for all he's given us. I guess what I'm trying to say, as ALS Awareness Month draws to a close is, it's great to pray for a cure, but we should never forget to pray for grace, and always try to be grateful for what we're given, in good times or bad, whether you're on top of the world, or unable to pull yourself out of bed in the morning because it's raining or because you hate your job. Quit being a big crybaby. Now that I've taken time to jot down these thoughts, it's dawned on me that I was probably moved to do this as a reminder to me more than anything. Funny how that works. It would also help explain why my caregivers say mean things to me. Like, okay, whatever you say there. Dumb Stephen Hawking. So before I go, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Psalm 23, which comforts all believers and even believers. To my friends at CVS Health and the ALS Association, to the Bayer family at ALS Worldwide, and to Stu Heiser at ALS Guardian Angels. You all do great work and we are very appreciative of your efforts. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, and good night.